Hi, today I'm going to show you guys how you can join your data using the latest update from Tableau, and that is relationships. Some other call it Noodles. So in this video, I will explain for you guys the Tableau relationships, show you some examples, and at the end, I'm going to give you some recommendations. So let's go. Alright guys, welcome back to another tutorial. My name is Baraz Alkini and I am IT architect. So let's say now you are connected to your data. The next step is that you're gonna go and join your data. And that really depends. If you have only one table, you can skip this step and start building your visualization. But if you have multiple tables, then you need to decide how you're gonna join your tables. Tableau have currently like 4 ways of combining data. The first one, and it's a new one, called Tableau Relationships. The second called Joining Tables. The third, Union. And the last one called Data Blending. In another tutorial, I show you guys like quick overview of what are those methods and what are the differences between them. But in this video, we will do deep dive in Tableau Relationships. So what is Tableau Relationships? Tableau did understand that the old methods like data blending, joining tables, they are complicated and not straightforward way of combining data. So they developed a new method called relations. And Tableau decided that relations gonna be the default way of combining data. This type is introduced in 2020, so it's still new methods and Tableau might still working on it. Tableau relationships are easy, fast, and very flexible way of joining tables for analytics. Relationships, it's not like new concepts in data modeling, it is one of the basics. So it describes how two tables relate to each others without merging them. In other words, it is like contract between two tables. And once you use the data from those tables, Tableau gonna go and check that contract in order to follow the rules. Let me show you guys one very simple example. We have 3 tables and we're gonna go and find out what are the relationship between them. We have here table customers, orders, and products. Now, in order to find out the relationship between them, we're gonna go inside the data and check that. So let's start with the customers. Here we have 3 customers, Bara, Kate, and Max. And in the next table orders, we have 5 orders from those customers for those products. So as you might already noticed, there is relationship between customers and orders. And that's because in the table orders, you will find the customers. So now we have this relationship over here. And the next step is that we're gonna go and describe this relationship. And in order to do that, we're gonna choose between one of the following. Either we choose one or many. It's pretty easy. We take one if the records are unique and there is no duplicates. So let's check the customers over here. And you see here there is maximum 1 record for each customer. So for example, Max, you can find it only once in this table. So we're going to describe this side of the relationship as 1. Now, if we go to the orders and check the customer ID, you will find here some duplicates. So we will find here Kate twice. And as well, we will find Max twice. That means the customer ID over here is not unique. There is duplicates, and we can describe this side of the relationship as many. So now we are done. We have the relationship between customers and orders, and we describe that. So let's move to the products. We're gonna check the data as well. Here we have 4 products: smartphone, TV, laptop, and PC. And as well, you can find here there is relationship between orders and products, because inside the orders, you will find the product's ID. So we have the relationship between them. And the key for this relationship is the product ID. So now the next step is that we're gonna go and describe that as well. So let's start with the orders. Let's check if it's unique or there is duplicates. So we will find here that there's A over here and as well over here. So that means it's not unique, it's duplicates, and that's same for C. So we cannot describe this relationship over here on this side as one. We need to go with many. And let's go to the side of the products. And here exactly you will find maximum one record for each product. And there is no duplicates. So we can go with the one over here. So that's it. We have now the relationship between those three tables, and we have now the description of that. The next step is that we're gonna go and build that in Tableau. Alright guys, so now I am at my desktop, and over here we have the data that we're gonna connect and join between the three tables. So here we have the customers, orders, products, and they are as CSV files. You can find those information at my GitHub. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. So now let's go and start Tableau. And here it doesn't matter if you are using Tableau public or desktop, because both of them have the relationships. So I'm gonna start Tableau desktop over here. And now we are at the starting page of Tableau. On the left side, we can connect to our data. So I'm gonna go to the text file and click over here. Doesn't matter which one you're gonna click. So I'm gonna take the orders and open it. Now we are at the data source page. So on the left side, we have the three tables: customers, orders, and products. In the middle over here, we have the data model. And beneath that, Tableau gonna show us the data. Because at the start I selected orders, Tableau gonna show it as the first table. You can work with the data model by just drag and drop. So let's say I want to remove the orders from the data source. I'm gonna drag and drop it over here. So now we have empty data source. Let's start connecting our data. I'm gonna take the customers at the start, drag and drop here in the middle. And now I am connected to it. You see here the three customers over here. And let's connect it now with the orders. So I'm gonna drag and drop. And as you see here, Tableau starts like connecting my tables. And here some other people call this as Noodles. I'm just gonna stick with the relationships. So I'm gonna just drop it. And here automatically Tableau gonna give me like a window to edit the relationship. So here we can edit and configure the relationship between customers and orders. As I said, it's like contracts between two tables. And we see here that it is split into two sides, the left side and the right side. On the left side, we have the customers, and underneath that, we will find all the fields and options for the customers. On the right side, we have the orders, and as well the same, underneath that we will find all the options or fields that are related to the orders. So the first thing that we're gonna configure or edit is the key for the relationship. And here Tableau automatically finds the customer ID as the right connection, and that's true. If we check our example, in the orders table we have customer ID, and in the customers table we have as well the customer ID. So that works fine. If the connection that is suggested from Tableau is not right, you can delete it or you can work on it. So just click over that and select something else. I'm gonna stay with the customer ID because it's right. So we have more options about the performance. If we click over here, we have two options: cardinality and integrity. You can use those options to increase and optimize the performance of the data sources. And here Tableau says or recommend for us, if you don't know what to choose or you don't know the differences between them, just leave it as default. So we have here the default values of cardinality, many to many, and in integrity, both of them have some records match. I'm gonna explain that later. So here we decided already for the cardinality. So let's check our picture over here. So on the customer side, we have one. And on the order side, we have many. So I'm gonna do that. On the customer side, I'm just gonna click on one. And on the order side, it's already many. So we are done now configuring the relationship between customers and orders. So let's go now and join the products. We're gonna do the same steps. On the left side, we have here the products table. I'm gonna drag and drop. And as we are moving now near the customers, Tableau trying to connect customers with the products, but we don't want that because we want to connect orders with the products. So let's keep moving near the orders, and he's now connecting them. So let's drop. And now we're gonna get the window to edit the relationship. Now it's like the contract. On the left side, we have now the orders. On the right side, we have the products. The first thing that we're going to check is the key. And as you see here, it's the product ID on the left and on the right. And that's true. If we check our example, underneath the products, we have product ID. And with the orders, we have as well the product ID. So that's true. And let's check the cardinality over here. And as default, many to many. But we want to change that because in the side of orders, we have many. And in the side of product, we have one. So let's change that. In the product side, I'm gonna click here 1. So now we successfully connected all our 3 tables and we have the data source ready for analysis. So the next step is that we're gonna go and validate those relations. In order to do that, normally I do some aggregations to understand that everything is worked perfectly. So let's go and do that. I'm gonna create a new sheet over here. And here we're gonna aggregate the orders by customers. So let's go to the customers and take the customer ID, drag and drop. Then take the names as well, drag and drop. So I have 3 customers over here. And now I'm gonna aggregate the orders. So in the orders tables, you will find like green measure called orders count. And I'm gonna use that, so drag and drop. Tableau gonna show me like some chart of that. I just want table. So if you go to the show me, click on tables, then I will find here my table. So I have 3 customers with the number or the counts of orders. Bara has 1 order, Kate has 2 orders, Max has 2 orders. So let's validate that with our original table over here. So we see the customer ID 1 is Bara, has only 1 order. The customer ID 2 is Kate, has 2 orders. And the last one, Max, has as well 2 orders. So that means everything works perfectly and my data is good. So now in order to understand how Tableau is working, let's do some changes. So let's go back to the data source and explain few stuff over here. And I'm gonna click on the relationship between customers and orders. And here underneath the performance, you will see cardinality and integrity. So let's go through that. If we hover on the 1, it says that Tableau gonna do the join, then the aggregations. And if we go to the many, it says that it's gonna aggregate first, then do the joins. So what does that mean? I'm gonna close that and do some example. So on the customers, we said, okay, it's unique. There is no duplicates. Each customer has 1 record. So let's break this rule. I'm gonna go and insert a new record with the customer ID 3, but with a new name. So I'm gonna go back to the data itself, insert a new record and call it John. Let's save it, go back to Tableau, and let's refresh the data source. So now we see that we have here duplicates. And the customer ID 3 has 2 names. This is a problem because we said on the contract that the customers are unique and there is no duplicates. So let's see what Tableau gonna do with our aggregations. If we go back to the sheets, now you will see that the customer ID 3 has 2 names and John has 4 orders. So you see here, there is like some duplicates in the aggregation. If we check our data, you will see that the customer 3 has only 2 records. So there is no 4 orders. So this is the behavior of Tableau if you are selecting one and you still have some aggregation and some duplicates in your data. So let's go back and change the relationship between them. I'm gonna say, okay, it's not more 1, it's not more unique, it's many to many relationship. So let's close that and go back to the sheets and let's check. So now he is like aggregating for John 2 orders and for Max as well 2 orders. So here we didn't change the data, we just changed the relationship between 2 objects or 2 tables. And as you see, the aggregation is difference between many and 1. So what is exactly is going on here? All right, guys, so now let's put those definitions side by side in order to understand what Tableau meant with those relationships. So on the left side, we have one relationship, and Tableau said, okay, first let's join the tables, then we will do the aggregations. Where with the many, he said the opposite, where first he gonna aggregate the data, then he will join the tables. So let's check the example over here. With the one relationship, he said, let's join the tables first. So he's gonna combine the customer tables with the order table in one big table and then do the aggregations. And it's gonna look like the following. So for the customer ID 1, Bara, he has only one order. And that's why we have here in the aggregation 1. And for the customer 2, Kate, she has 2 orders. That's why we have here 2 records and the aggregation shows 2. But now the problem is that with the customer ID 3. The customer 3 has 2 names, 2 records in the table customers, and he has as well 2 orders. So if you combine those, you will have 4 records. Like this. That's why in the aggregation we find here 4. But now the question, why John and not Max? It's because in the one relationship we said for Tableau, this relationship is unique. That means Tableau need to choose one between them. So here he chose John in order to do the aggregation. So this is the one relationship. With the many relationship, it is the opposite, where he will not combine first the data, he will do the aggregation first. So he will start with the customer ID 1 with Bara, and he will check the orders. Okay, there is only one record. That means with the aggregation, he can show 1. Then he will go to Kate. He will check the orders. Okay, Kate has 2 orders. And after the aggregation, he can show 2. And then go to Max. Okay, the customer ID 3 Max, there is 2 orders for that. And he gonna show for Max the aggregation as 2. And the last one, John, the customer ID 3, he finds in the orders as well 2 records. And after the aggregation, he will show 2. So here you find the differences between them. And it's gonna say like on the right side, this method of like aggregating the data is a little bit like slow as the one. So this is what's going on in the background with Tableau once you select one or many relationships. Be careful with that. So now the recommendation is that if you are not sure that the data in your dimensions or tables are unique and you think that there is some duplicates, go with the default, go with the many relationship. It's safer. And go with the one relationship only if you are 100% sure that there is no duplicates and everything is unique. So one might ask why we don't always go with the many and forget about the one relationship. It's because with the one relationship, you have here one big advance. You have one big benefit that it is faster. Because as you see here, it's going to combine the data and do the aggregations. And if you compare to the many, there is in the many some iterations. So it's gonna be much slower than the one. So here, if you are sure that everything is unique, just go with the one because you will get better performance. Okay guys, now we are back to our data source. We're gonna go to the relationship between customers and orders in order to understand the last option underneath the performance. And here we have the integrity. We have here 2 options. Either we select, okay, I'm not sure. Some records might match between those tables, or you can say, okay, all records match. The first difference between them, if you select all records match, the performance is going to be better because Tableau will not like search for the unmatched data. And if you select here some records match, Tableau going to try to find some unmatched data. That's why it's going to cost him some performance. So let's stay with the some record match. I'm going to show you guys here one example. Let's go to the orders and insert one more order. I'm going to go to the file and insert one more records, but this time with the customer ID 4. And go back to Tableau, refresh the data source, And now you see here that we have one more order with customer ID 4. So this is here unmatched data because underneath the customers, we don't have any customer ID with the ID 4. So let's see what Tableau gonna show us in the dashboard over here. So you see here, there's like one record with the null. That means there is unmatched data between the customers and the orders. So we can find that over here. So what's gonna happen if we select all data matched, all records matched? So I'm gonna go back again to the relationship and say, okay, I'm sure that everything matched. Let's close that and go back to the dashboard. And you see here, we don't see anymore the null value. So here is the recommendation again from Tableau. If you are not sure about your data, just select some records match in order to see those like dirty data or those nulls, so you can go and correct your data or do some cleansing. But if you are sure that everything matched, go with all records match because you're gonna get more and better performance. Alright guys, so that was a detailed look at how you can join your data using the new Tableau Relationships. If this video helped you to understand those relationships and how you can use them, give this video a like. And as always, if you want to learn more about Tableau or working with data, click on subscribe so you don't miss any content. And lastly, let me know if there is any other topics that you want me to cover in the future. Feel free to use the comment section below. And that's it. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next tutorial. See ya.